Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and today is the day we're going to test out the draw cycles on our 5 hunting bows in our 2022 ArcheryTalk Hunting Bow Shootout. So I'm going to go over to the range in a second. I'm going to shoot each of these bows and we'll kind of show you them in my favorite orders from my most favorite to least favorite. Let's head over to the range right now and we'll see what the results are. So this is the first year I've had an elite in for long-term testing, and lucky them, this is the first year they've won my favorite draw cycle of the hunting bows I've had. I'm gonna put an arrow on here. We'll talk you through the process. And so I've shot the elites at the trade shows a little bit now and again. And one thing I noticed is that they have like a very easy draw cycle. And now this has the lowest IBO rating of the bunch at 334 feet per second. And so, you know, you pay for speed, and elite is choosing largely comfort over speed, even though it's a modest difference between this one and the other bows. But it really does help in the draw cycle. So I draw this bow back. It's just a smooth and easy pull, a little dump into the valley, which I do prefer a more linear draw cycle, but it's a very easy draw, and I like that a lot. It's also a little aggressive to let down, not terrible. I've shot about 150 arrows tonight, so I'm a little weak on let downs. We'll try that again. Let down a little smoother. But yeah, overall for a 70-pound bow, it feels great. We'll do it one more time and let an arrow go to the wall. And that's elites number 1. So choosing between the rest it's very close down the line. I am going to give the slightest of edge for second place to the Prime Inline 3. This bow came in with an IBO rated speed of 337 feet per second. It's kind of in the middle of the 5 bows I've tested this year. They're all within 6 feet a second of each other. And this one I love about this is it's just dead linear, no dump into the valley. So just a draw and just dead smooth. There's not a big dip. It's just an ultra smooth cam, which I really do prefer. Maybe, you know, I think I'd probably love this more at like 65 pounds, which is really my preference for a hunting bow, quite frankly. I have these set up at 70 for the speed test, but I'm gonna let it down. And I think the elite may be a touch easier to let down, but this cam is, I think the setup from Prime is just so smooth, and I really like that a lot. So let's draw one more time, and we'll let an arrow go. And there's Prime number 2 overall. If you've watched our videos for long, you'll know I've been a fan of the Mathews series really since the Tri-X came out. I kind of was the bow that turned me around on Mathews and really made me appreciate what they were doing. And what I like most about Mathews is the same thing I like about Prime, is that linear draw cycle. So the V3X here easily could have been number 2. Quite frankly, catch me on a different day, it could have been number 1 overall. It's got that typical smooth draw cycle that I love. Just linear, and it's just the smoothest let off into the valley you can get. It feels maybe a little stiffer than I sometimes feel that way when I get the shorter bows. Like, you know, give me a 31.5 inch bow. That's kind of 31.5 to 33 is really my preferred kind of axle length. But this bow is the easiest to let down. I like that a lot, and I don't know, it's a great feeling bow. And like all Mathews I've shot over the past few years, it is just so dead quiet. Love it. So up next we have the PSE Evo XF33. This is with the S2 cam. There are multiple cam options from PSE. The S2 is the one I've got. And this bow is, again, nice and quick. This is a 340 IBO bow. I think I shot at 328 with my setup, which is, I'm really happy with that performance. Or 329 anyway. It's a great performer. It's running, it feels a little stiffer than other PSEs I've shot in prior years. Still not a bad, but again, all these bows are pretty close overall because the speeds are close. There's not some hyper speed bow in here. I haven't shot the new PSE Omen, which I'd love to test out. I'm sure that's gonna feel a little more aggressive even than this, but overall, relatively smooth, a bit of a dip in the valley, which kind of knocks that down a peg. And let down, again, a little aggressive because of that dip in the valley. You're gonna get a little more aggressive into the dump, and let down rather. And then we'll draw one more time. There's that dip. It's just kind of it stiffens up at the very end, then kind of lets off into that valley. And we'll let one arrow go here. And there you go. PSE is number 4. So in 5th, and I would hate to call it last because this competition is really close, really from 1 through 5. We've got the Hoyt RX7 Ultra. And this is a bow I like a lot. I like shooting this bow a lot. It holds fantastic with the 85% mods in there. I had 80% for the speed test, but I don't love that for just general day-to-day shooting. The 85 feels so much nicer. And this one, again, it's not the smoothest draw cycle. It's not aggressive really at all. But it has, has a bit of a dump into the valley. It's not as perfectly linear as the draw cycle as I tend to prefer. And it's, you know, for a 334 IBO, it's a little stiff, but there's the dump and valley right there. Not aggressive. Again, this is, you know, I've shot speed bows before. I have a weird drop into that valley that I don't love. But 85% let off, you could hold this thing all day, no problem at all. Letting it down is not too bad. Once you get past that dip in the valley. But again, I hate to call it, even bring enough attention to that dip, because it's nothing like you get on a hyper speed bow or something like that. Again, these are 1 through 5. Another archer might prefer this, might make this one number 1 overall. This is just me on a given day here at the range, testing all these back to back to back. It's the first day I've tested all 5 together at the exact same time. So it's you know, it's just one man's opinion, but regardless, it's still a great bow. It holds just unbelievably well with that 85% let off for me. It really feels comfortable to draw, and let that last arrow go. And we'll call it a day. Thank you so much for watching Archery Talk. Please do like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel an awful lot, and we'll see you again soon.